Here's a quick little video to show you how we hung our photo wall. So first of all, we got all of the prints framed up and on a table nearby the wall where we could see what we were doing. You could use a mixture of frames or all matching like these. The first thing we'll need to do is take off the stands on the back of any of the frames because we want the frame itself to sit flush against the wall. And I'm going to mark a suitable point where I can drill a hole that the fixing will slot into. In this case we're using a nail. And then I'm marking the centre point on the width of the frame and making a point there, which is where we'll drill. Then using a drill bit set with a big piece of tape as our depth stop, I'm going to drill down, and that's where our nail will stick into to hang. And I'll repeat that in all the frames so they're all ready to hang. And then lay out everything on the table as we'll want it on the wall, and I'm using a ruler to get the spacing completely even between all of the frames, and that's how it will be on the wall. You can take a photo at this point as well, it's quite handy as reference. And then measuring on the wall to see where I want the cluster of frames to be, bearing in mind we want to add to this over the years, left and right of the cluster. Using a bit of batten, I'm then using that as my spacer between all the frames, and I continue by drilling a small pilot hole and then tapping in a masonry nail. If you were doing this in drywall or on panelling, you may want to use smaller nails and you may not need to pre-drill. Marking the centre point of the frame, holding it up onto the wall using the spacer, and then using a pencil and then make a mark at the top of the frame right in the centre. Remove the frame from the wall, measure the distance from the top of the frame to the centre of the hole, and then transfer that onto the wall and drill. By drilling a small pilot hole, it just prevents any chipping or damaging of the plaster when you tap in the nail. A little tip is to use a tiny blob of blue tack at the bottom of the frame. I can put that on there using spirit level, get it perfectly plumb, and then push it on, and that will hold it and stop it swinging around. And using this very same method of using that spacer, we can add to this in the future and create one really big wall. Now the reason I'm using holes in the frame and a rigid nail or screw on the wall is because you want that level of precision so you can measure and get all the gaps. As soon as you use a wire or string to hang on the back of the frame, there is always going to be a difference between each frame, and they're never going to be as easy to get leveled out. And that's all there is to it, and that's the easiest way to get those nice precise gaps between all your frames and have one really big photo wall.